You'll do none. You'll do fucking none. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more fighting. Conor McGregor, the Notorious. Now, a lot of people are buzzing in the fight world, the fight game, about a potential fight between Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather. Easy work. Now, there's a lot going on for Conor McGregor. He's in a video game, Call of Duty. They're possibly thinking about casting him on a role for Game of Thrones, and I think it's like one of the final seasons, if not the final season. And Conor McGregor has had some interesting things to say, and he got a boxing license. I did a video about it, and it has people scratching their head and wondering like, oh shit, this the real deal. Not only that, but a million boxers, literally, well, not literally, but a ton of boxers called out Conor McGregor. They're like, okay, you want to come to boxing? I'll grant you, you know what I'm saying? I'll christen you. I'll give you the introduction, the proper introduction. Mikey Garcia to Paulie Malignaggi said he was going to slap the beard off of Conor. Guys like Michael Katsidis, just a ton of different guys who have all, even Hector Camacho Jr., so the son of Hector Camacho, he said he wants to fight Conor McGregor. So, I mean, just people coming out of the woodwork left and right trying to fight the Notorious, who apologizes to nobody. And Leonard Ellerby, who's longtime manager of Floyd Mayweather, he says it's not going to happen. Conor McGregor's under contract with the UFC, and he has a boss, and Dana White's not going to let his cash cow get destroyed. They just sold the company for $4.2 billion, so they're not going to let the face of their company come over to boxing and get worked, you know what I mean? Now, Dana White did an interview with Yahoo Sports, link in the description, and he said Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather ain't happening. And this is what Floyd said to TMZ a few weeks back, where he said Dana White, he doesn't want it. I don't have no boss. Conor McGregor does. So I don't know, because Conor McGregor said some interesting things. There's this video that's circulating the internet. You guys can Google search. You should be able to pull it up. And Conor says, he said, I don't care about Floyd. I don't give a fuck about Floyd. I don't give a fuck about Mayweather. I don't fear no man under no rule set. I'm sitting there minding my own business, dominating true fighting, and Floyd calls me out like I'd be afraid of him or something like that. But what it has done, it opened up my eyes a little bit. I was like, hold on, maybe I can pursue this. He also went on to say there's a lot to lose for the Mayweather team, so that's why they're scrambling, but that's okay. I'll leave them scrambling. I got some other boxing opportunities and potential names in mind. Some of previous Floyd opponents, they can bring in anyone in the game. We'll see what happens, right? So he's saying that he would fight Mayweather's former opponents, guys like Robert Guerrero, or I don't know who else he's referring to, Pacquiao, and he said he's down. Paulie Malignaggi called him out. So it's getting interesting to me. I don't know what's going to become of this, but he's saying that he has options, even if it ain't Floyd. I don't know how serious it is and how serious he is about boxing, but Dana White says it's not happening. So it's kind of a conundrum, because I don't really know what his contract is with the UFC. I don't know what it stipulates, but I would imagine that the UFC, especially after selling the company for all that money, right, to the Fertitta brothers or whatever, they're going to have fine small print and fine lines about what fighters can and can't do. And this is just my personal take on the situation. I know there's no back insight or whatever, but what I kind of think is going on right now, I think Conor McGregor realizes his worth and the value that he brings. I mean, you got to look at it. The other big star that was considered in prime was probably like Ronda Rousey, where people who didn't even really follow the sport knew who she was, right? And then she got knocked off by Holly Holm, and she's coming back on UFC 207, but that hasn't happened yet. So Conor McGregor came indisputably the number one star after she got knocked out, you know what I mean? Because he fought Nate Diaz, even though he lost, he came back, avenged that, and then he just beat Eddie Alvarez in emphatic fashion at New York in a big event, UFC 205. So I think Conor McGregor is like looking at the game like, I'm not getting as much as I should be getting. You got to really look at it, really listen to what I'm saying. You look at it, Conor McGregor he's getting like, I don't know his actual purse, but like, let's say Nate Diaz, I think he was getting, when it was said and done, 10 to 13 million. You know what I mean? Like, let's say $1 million guaranteed, and then the rest was the pay-per-view, how well it did, right? Meanwhile, in boxing, guys like Pacquiao fought Bradley a third time and got $20 million guaranteed. Floyd Mayweather was getting $32 million to fight Robert Guerrero. No matter if the pay-per-view tanked or if it did good, and he got back-end money. So I think Conor McGregor, he's looking at it like, man, I'm the biggest guy in the UFC. I'm making all this buzz. I'm hyping up the fights. I'm trash talking. I got the look, and I'm not getting as much as I could be getting, right? You know what I mean? I'm not seeing these astronomical, I could retire right now. I mean, he has enough money where he could retire, but it's not the same as like a Mayweather retirement. So I think he's kind of looking at that. You have to look at it. UFC also done away with the private endorsements where fighters could wear logos to other companies, and they got rid of that when they made it Reebok exclusive. So fighters lost a lot of money. That's why Stitch Duran got fired, because he was voicing his opinion on the issue, and whatever else happened, he got fired for it, right? So fighters lost money doing that. Now their whole purse pretty much comes from, I mean, he's Conor McGregor himself. If he goes to Game of Thrones, he'll make some money doing something like that. Call of Duty, he'll get residuals off of stuff like that. But he's not getting the same type of endorsement. Maybe if he does like a GQ magazine or a watch ad or something like that, maybe he's allowed to do that. He probably has to get written permission for that. I don't know what his contract says, but I think, to me, Conor McGregor's looking at doing other things like boxing, because he's trying to get these crazy paydays, you know what I'm saying? And right now, the UFC fighters, as big of an organization as it is, they're kind of like puppets on a string, if you think about it. You know what I mean? Conor McGregor can't call his shots. He can't, like in boxing, like I said, look at the biggest stars in Pacquiao and Mayweather. Even Cotto got some big money for fights with like Canelo. He got more money than Canelo. You know what I mean? So I think Conor McGregor's looking at it from a business perspective, like, man, I could be making more. But the only thing is, I don't know what his contract stipulates and what he has the freedom to do and not do. That's the big question here. I don't know what he can do. I don't know if he has to fight for like an exhibition match, or right now, for what I think it is, I think he has to get permission from Dana White. And again, even if it's not Floyd Mayweather, is Dana White going to let Conor McGregor box Michael Katsidis, even, which is the rumored guy that they're trying to possibly get, you know what I mean, to test the waters, right? Are they going to let him do that? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's a business, and Dana White's going to want to get a cut from that. So maybe there's something they can work out. Maybe Dana White is like, nah, it's not a good look. What if he gets embarrassed by Paulie Malignaggi or knocked down by Michael Katsidis because he's not a pure boxer? You know what I'm saying? He's not like an actual boxer. He's a fighter. You know what I mean? So I don't know if Dana White's going to want to do that to his cash cow and put him in a different arena outside of the UFC organization and allow him to do that. So a lot of questions. But then again, Conor McGregor, he has enough money where he can lawyer up and get with somebody, and maybe there's a loophole, something he can do. George St. Pierre, he's kind of battling the UFC. He's on this like mission and plight to fight for fighters, getting more pay and stuff like that. So it kind of seems like Conor McGregor's on that same boat. And George St. Pierre, he's saying he's free from his contract because UFC breached it and didn't provide him with the fight, and he's been on the shelf. UFC saying nope, he's still on the contract. So I don't know. This might be an issue where lawyers have to get involved, and there might be some court proceedings to see if he can box or whatever. So you never know. There could be loopholes. Maybe Dana White will approve it if it's not Mayweather and it's a lesser opponent that he feels Conor McGregor can beat. But it's very interesting. Things are definitely heating up. Conor McGregor getting these boxing licenses got people talking. And I want to know what you guys think from this. Can Conor McGregor compete as a boxer? Can he beat any guy who's been boxing their whole life? Drop that in the comment section and kind of let me know what you think. Right now, I can't say I blame Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying? I can't say I blame him for the simple fact that he unequivocally is pretty much carrying the UFC. A lot of the former stars are either retired or they're no longer in their winning weight, like Anderson Silva. You know what I mean? He's not. He's losing fights. He lost to Bisping. He just lost to Daniel Cormier. I mean, even though he took it on last minute notice, fact is he still lost. You know what I mean? So most people wouldn't say Anderson Silva's in prime. You look at Brock Lesnar. He's failing drug tests, right? So obviously he's probably suspended. John Jones, suspended, failed a drug test. So Conor McGregor and George St. Pierre, he's another person, the best welterweight in UFC history. He's on the sidelines, hasn't competed, retires, and says he can't get a fight. And he's kind of like going through proceedings or whatever to get out of his contract with the UFC. So Ronda Rousey, she's been out for a year, couldn't eat, and she's not coming back till December 30th. So if you really think about it, Conor McGregor, there's nobody out there that's making noise like Conor McGregor, like selling the fight. I'm talking about the business. I'm not talking about who's the best fighter or if you think Nate Diaz beat him in the rematch or none of that stuff. I'm talking about who makes more noise and draws more eyes to the UFC organization right now than Conor McGregor, right? And I can't say there's anybody. There's guys with some fan bases. I think Michael Bisping, you put him in London or something, he has a strong fan base, but there's nobody who's just absolutely dominating the headlines and making all the noise and racket of Conor McGregor. So I think he's just at the point where he's trying to pursue other things because he's trying to pursue that almighty dollar and get paid. That's just my opinion on it. Let me know what you guys think. Can Conor McGregor compete as a boxer? Is anyone out there that he can beat? Let me know what you think is going to happen. Will Dana White let him fight anybody from the boxing world? Or is this kind of a publicity stunt, if you will, for Conor McGregor? Drop that in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, is Ego signing off.